We have a double header today, champs, and the whole boxing world is talking about how Keyshawn Davis knocked out Teofimo Sr. about 5 years ago for being extra. And not just that, Teofimo Lopez Jr. looked at the whole altercation and did not do anything about it. And we are also going to be talking about Kenny Ellis' recent comments about Devin Haney only fighting small fighters the size of horse jockeys. And Kenny Ellis is one of the promoters and trainers of GERVONTA, Tank Davis. And these are the topics that we are going to be talking about today. But before we get into that, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding that notification bell. That way you never miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Okay champs, let's get started. Okay guys, so about 5 years ago, Teofimo Lopez and Keyshawn Davis had a sparring session. Teofimo Lopez was 13-0 at the time, and Keyshawn Davis was just an amateur. But I heard Keyshawn Davis actually won that sparring session. So after the sparring session was over, that's when Keyshawn Hayes actually knocked out Teofimo Lopez Sr. Different people are telling different stories how it all started, but he says that he punched him because he called him the N-word. It wasn't right for Keyshawn Davis to knock out an old man, but I get it, that is a very offensive word. And SHAKUR STEVENSON also confirmed this incident by tweeting this, and I quote, stating this about Teofimo Lopez. Broski, the same ninja that watched his father get knocked out by Keyshawn Davis right in front of him, and he did not do one thing about it. But in front of the camera, you look like you are the toughest ninja in the world. He also adds, bro, you are a PUSSY and I know you in real life. Also, according to a report that wrote about the incident, they stated that it all started when they had a heated argument, and it was actually the trainer who threw the first punch. But SHAKUR Stevenson debunked that and stated that it was only Keyshawn Davis that knocked out Teofimo Lopez Sr. And he believes that reporter got that source from a second person and nobody got jumped. I'm just curious how they even get to that point, and how dare Keyshawn Davis hit an old man. You are a trained athlete and known as a walking weapon, bro. It's not fair for an old man. It's not even fair for a young man. And it's not even fair for a young man that's athletic. It's not even fair for me, and I still run 3 miles and still do 24 minutes of shadow boxing, but that's all I really do. I do not hit the punching bag or the speed bag anymore, but I still know how to fight. But this just shows your character, and you are mentally weak, bro. When it comes down to it, you will hit an older man just for words. So hitting an old man makes you feel big, powerful, and accomplished, right? Did you feel good about yourself when you knocked out that old man? I bet you thought you were the man, homie. Because I don't know anybody who would let that ish slide. I definitely would never let that slide. But I know what he called you was pretty bad, and I get it. But I guess I'm just different, and I do respect my elders. If anything, I'll just get somebody their own age to beat them up. Hey, I was watching a rerun of Sister Sister the other day. Hey, Keyshawn Davis, are you related to Roger? You kinda look like that guy. But that's neither here or there. But you just got one of your fights overturned for smoking ganja. Maybe you were high when you hit the old guy. Hey, content creators and champs, what would you guys do if you guys were in Teofimo Lopez's shoes? Especially the content creators that enjoyed this. What would you do if somebody knocked out your dad? And Teofimo Lopez, you should be ashamed of yourself that you did not help out your dad, bro. What in the world is wrong with you, man? I wouldn't think it would take more than one punch to knock out Teofimo Lopez Sr., so you probably didn't have time to do anything about it, but I don't know, I wasn't there. I'm also tripping out on how come Keyshawn Davis wanted a picture with Teofimo Lopez before the Ortiz fight. And when Teofimo Lopez and Keyshawn Davis were at the press conference, they were sitting right next to each other. and Teofimo Lopez was reading a book, and they had a little altercation, but Teofimo Lopez stated to Keyshawn Davis not to call him out after the fight. So when the fight happened and Keyshawn Davis knocked out Pedraza, he actually called out Teofimo Lopez and his dad. If you listen to the post-fight interview, he says, "I am coming for you and your dad," for both of them. So now it makes sense that he called out his dad as well. Okay guys, moving on to Devin Haney. So Tank Davis' team, Kenny Ellis, comes out and says that Devin Haney only fights small fighters the size of horse jockeys. And horse jockeys are really fit men that ride the horses. They don't weigh a lot, they're just pretty strong, and they hang on to the horses and they just steer the horse. So Kenny Ellis says that Devin Haney will pull out of the fight and does not want to fight Ryan Garcia, and he will get cold feet. And they are saying that Ryan Garcia will win this fight. They also stated that this is the first time in Devin Haney's career that he will fight a man his own size. I really don't think Devin Haney is scared of anybody, not even Ryan Garcia. Even when Devin Haney had the shoulder injury and he got surgery, he still didn't pull out of the fight. But we do know that Ryan Garcia has been known to pull out of the fights. He actually pulled out of the Devin Haney fight already. Now they're in renegotiations. But now this fight is set for 420. But what I've noticed of Tank Davis' team, they don't really think before they speak. I swear GERVONTA's team always make Tank look weak. Is Kenny Ellis stating this because they know they fought a weight drain, rehydrated clause Ryan Garcia with the rib injury? And not just that, they paid a Mullen camp to know exactly where the rib injury was? Yes, Kenny Ellis, I would agree that the Ryan Garcia that Devin Haney will fight will be a more dangerous fighter than the one Tank Davis fought, as Devin Haney will not have any of these advantages. And also, Leonard Ellerby has stated before that Tank Davis could still fight at 130 and he will not fight higher than 135. But then Tank Davis stated that he will go all the way to 147 to fight Conor Benn. So maybe Tank Davis should talk more, or your team should talk less. But we all know Tank Davis will not fight anybody without a rehydration clause or weight stipulation. I already know you're not gonna fight Devin Haney, so I'm not even gonna ask anymore. But I'm only buying pay-per-view fights that are good. If you fight a Rudy Poo, I'm not gonna buy it, I'm gonna stream it for free. But what do you guys think about Teofimo Lopez and not doing anything about his dad? What would you guys do if that happened to your guys' dad? And what do you think about Devin Haney fighting only small fighters? Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. If you guys like the show, like the video, share the video, subscribe, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world! I shook up the world!